Ariel Helwani in Las Vegas gearing up for UFC 132 alongside Leben, who faces Wanderlei Silva this Saturday night live on pay-per-view. And Chris, it's good to see you again. I know this is a fight that you've been looking forward to for a long time. How does it feel to finally be here just a couple days away from the fight?
It's crazy, man. The tension's starting to build. Everybody, the atmosphere around the casino, everybody's getting more amped and more excited. It's kind of like that final countdown.
Why was Wanderlei a guy that interests you? Like, why is this an opponent that was on your radar?
Well, one, he's a guy that I admired. When I was an amateur and coming up, I always watched. When Wanderlei's on a card, I watch it, man. He has great, exciting fights, and in a lot of ways, I tried to emulate some of his style. And now I believe, it's time for the new generation. I'm hoping this fight is kind of like a passing of the torch. Wanderlei puts people in their seats. Leben puts people in their seats. This is a lose-lose situation.
Or perhaps a win-win situation, right?
That's win-win situation.
He hasn't fought since February of 2010. What kind of Wanderlei are you expecting to see?
I don't know. He's changed. His last couple of fights, he's changed a little bit in his game. Each fight. So, we're gonna have to wait and see. If he's gonna be a little bit more patient. I've noticed that in his latter fights now, he's actually, he's keeping his hands up. He's working his footwork. It's not just kill. Right. So, it's just there's gonna be a slight filling out process, but I'm sure the last 30 seconds of every round are just gonna be the fireworks.
You were open about the fact that you sort of looked past Brian Stann when you fought him at UFC 125. Why did you do that?
Because I'm an idiot. It's Brian Stann is an amazing athlete. I thought I put him on his back. Rather easily, but he worked a fantastic game plan and fantastic stand-up, and things didn't work out in my favor. Lesson learned. You know what I mean? That's what this sport is. We continue to we fight, then we go back, we look at our fight, win, lose, or draw. We go, what did I do good? What sucked? What do I need to work on? And then we go back to the gym and we work on those things. And in my case, with Brian Stann, I thank him for that fight. And honestly, I think I learned a ton.
How long did it take for you to get over the loss?
A loss is hard on any fighter. Anybody that really strives and pushes themselves and holds a lot, and I put a lot into that fight I did. It's not like I totally slacked or anything, But, it's tough. But the bottom line is a real fighter gets back up and continues on, You got to get back on that horse. If you were to lose and not be able to get over that loss, that would make you not a fighter. That's my opinion.
There's obviously a lot of expectations for this fight. A lot of people are looking forward to it. Both you and Wanderlei are openly campaigning for the fight. Where do you draw the line between giving the fans what they want, a slugfest? Everyone wants to see two guys rock 'em, sock 'em, and actually trying to go out there with a smart game plan and winning the fight, even if maybe it's not the most exciting fight.
That is a tough one. Because, for one, I want to showcase my skills. You know what I mean? Two, I want to have a fantastic fight for the fans to see. But there is a difference between going out and fighting smart and fighting aggressively and going out and trying to squeak out a victory. So to me, it's go out and fight to win. Don't go out and fight not to lose.
All right, thanks for the time. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.